I was mid-sentence when the room tilted. Candlelight. Cutlery paused. My thank you landed wrong, like a note played out of key. Grandma's fork hovered. Her eyes, still sharp, still measuring, locked onto mine. 500? She said. Not loud. Worse. Calm. I wired you $1 million last week. The silence that followed had weight. It pressed on my ears. My mother laughed, thin and brittle, the way she does when truth shows teeth. My brother coughed hard enough to turn red. He reached for water and missed. That was the moment. Not the shock, not the number, the realization. Someone at our table was a thief. I didn't look around. I kept my face open, grateful, confused. I let the lie breathe. I watched reflections instead, silverware, glass, pupils dilating. Grandma blinked once and smiled like she'd made a joke. She hadn't. She never joked about money. I grew up believing family meant safety. We were small but tight. Grandma built her company from a folding table and a borrowed phone. When she started slowing down, my mother took over her calendar. My brother took over her tech. Passwords, emails, banking apps. I was the youngest. I took notes. I listened. The first crack appeared months earlier. Grandma asked me why I hadn't thanked her for the beach house deposit. I told her I hadn't received anything. She waved it off, said banks were messy. I believed her because trusting her felt like breathing. Then came the small things, statements that didn't match, transfers she didn't remember making. My mother blamed clerks. My brother blamed fishing. I watched him explain it all with rehearsed patience, his hand always resting near Grandma's shoulder, a comforting weight. The night I knew for sure wasn't dramatic. It was a notification, a bank alert forwarded to the wrong inbox, a transfer approval time-stamped while Grandma was asleep, phone on the charger in the kitchen. The amount was neat, rounded, confident. I didn't confront anyone. I stopped sleeping and started planning. Justice doesn't rush, it sharpens. I asked Grandma for help with a business idea. She lit up, old fire. I asked her to walk me through her accounts the way she used to teach me math, slow, precise. She agreed, curious. We discovered temporary permissions she didn't remember granting, devices she didn't own listed as trusted, patterns that told a story without names. I installed nothing. I changed nothing. I waited. I suggested Christmas dinner at her house, neutral ground, familiar walls. I asked her to make one transfer to me, large enough to matter, large enough to scare whoever was feeding off her. She raised an eyebrow. She trusted me. The money never arrived, exactly as planned. At dinner, after the lie surfaced, I excused myself and returned with my laptop. I set it on the table like a gift. I asked Grandma if she'd mind if I checked something. She nodded. My mother's smile tightened. My brother's knee bounced. I projected the account history onto the wall. Dates, amounts, device IDs, locations. I said nothing. I let the data speak. My brother stood first. He tried to joke. He tried to explain. He said he was helping, moving things around, protecting her from taxes. He didn't look at Grandma. He looked at my mother. She didn't stand. She cried, loud, the kind of crying meant to end conversations. I kept going. I showed the $1 million transfer authorization routed through his phone, the same phone he used to set up Grandma's security, the same phone that had blocked alerts to her number. I showed the Shell account, the pattern of withdrawals timed after her doctor appointments, predatory patience. Grandma didn't cry. She reached for my hand. Her grip was steady. "Call the lawyer," she said. To me, not to them. The room broke then. My brother sank. My mother pleaded. Words poured out like spilled wine, staining everything. I watched without satisfaction. This wasn't about winning. It was about ending it clean. By New Year's, accounts were frozen, powers revoked, charges filed. My brother moved out. My mother stopped calling. Grandma slept better. The $1 million arrived the following week. I moved it back. I didn't want it. I wanted the truth where it belonged. I still think about that moment, the fork suspended, the laughter cracking, the cough. How close we all were to pretending nothing was wrong, how easy it would have been to swallow the lie. I didn't raise my voice, I didn't threaten, I let them hang themselves with the permissions they thought no one understood. Revenge doesn't always look like fire, sometimes it looks like a receipt, and sometimes the most powerful move is saying thank you for the wrong amount and waiting to see who panics.